The Galactic Council Hall floated silently in deep space, close to a dying red star. It was one of the oldest structures in the galaxy, built long before many races learned to travel through space. Today the hall was full. Leaders from many worlds sat in a wide circle, each one glowing, breathing, or moving in their own strange way. The topic of the meeting was simple but dangerous: Earth. For years the Council had watched humanity grow stronger. Humans were fast learners. They built new weapons, new ships, and new machines. Some Council members believed Earth could become a future threat. Others thought humans were harmless and still young. As the meeting began, Council Speaker Lauren stood at the center platform. "We cannot ignore Earth any longer," he said. His deep voice echoed through the hall. "Their technology is rising too fast. We must decide what to do." Immediately, the room exploded with arguments. "The humans spread too quickly," shouted a tall insect-like leader. "They are emotional and unpredictable," said another alien with glowing blue eyes. But a smaller, older creature shook its head. "Humans are still children. Leave them alone." Voices clashed. Fear mixed with arrogance. The debate grew louder and louder. Then, everything stopped. The lights flickered. A cold wind moved across the hall, even though there was no air. Screens shut down. Communication devices failed. The entire hall fell into darkness for 3 long seconds. When the lights returned, a strange golden mist appeared at the center of the room. Every council member froze. "Is this an attack?" someone whispered. "No. This energy is older than our technology," Speaker Lauren said with a shaking voice. The mist twisted, stretched, and slowly formed into a shape. First a tall figure. Then a face. Then eyes, deep, ancient, and glowing with white fire. A silence heavier than gravity filled the hall. It was the Ancient One. A being older than the Council, older than most stars, older than many galaxies. Legend said it appeared only when cosmic danger approached. Many believed it was only a myth. Until now. Some council members fell to their knees in fear. Others backed away, unable to speak. The Ancient One looked at them, calm and terrifying at the same time. "You speak of Earth again," it said. Its voice echoed like thunder underwater. "You plan your next move. You think you understand what lives on that small blue world." The council remained silent. No one dared interrupt. The Ancient One continued. "This is my warning. Leave Earth alone, or face ruin." A painful wave of pressure rolled through the hall. Some aliens cried out. Others covered their ears. The being was not shouting, this was simply its natural power. Speaker Lauren forced himself to speak. "Ancient One, why do you protect Earth? They are only a young species." The being's fiery eyes hardened. "You see humans as young," it said. "But you do not see what sleeps behind their history. You do not understand what they truly are." A few council members whispered in panic. "What are they? Why are they so important? Are humans dangerous?" The Ancient One slowly raised a glowing hand. A hologram appeared, Earth, spinning softly in blue and green light. Then the hologram shifted, showing old ruins deep under the oceans, hidden temples beneath mountains, and strange symbols glowing under the ice of Antarctica. "These places are not human-made," the Ancient One said. "But humans are connected to them. Their ancestors were chosen. Their world holds a power forgotten by most of the galaxy." The hall shook again as if the star outside reacted to the words. "You must not disturb this planet," the Ancient One said. "If you attack, you will awaken forces none of you can control." A thick silence followed. Then the Ancient One spoke the final words with a voice heavy like the end of time. "This is my last warning." Before anyone could respond, the figure began to fade. Its body dissolved into golden dust. The mist shrank, folded in on itself, and disappeared with a soft flash. The hall went quiet. No one moved. Only the hologram of Earth remained in the air, floating slowly, glowing brighter than before. Under it, burned into the floor, was a mark, an ancient symbol shaped like a circle with 3 lines. It pulsed with faint light like a heartbeat. Speaker Lauren stepped back, trembling. We must discuss what this means." But many council members shook their heads. Their faces showed pure fear. One whispered, "If the Ancient One warned us, then Earth is not just a planet. It is something else." Another said, "Maybe the humans do not even know their own power." A deep silence spread through the room. The question that no one dared ask out loud became clear in everyone's mind. What will happen if we provoke Earth? The council members looked at each other, and a cold understanding passed between them. Everything had changed. The Galactic Council Hall remained quiet long after the Ancient One vanished. The golden mark on the floor still glowed softly, reminding everyone of the power that had just appeared. Even the air felt heavier, as if the warning still echoed around them. Speaker Lauren finally broke the silence. "We must regain order," he said, though his voice trembled. "Take your seats." Slowly the council members returned to their chairs, some shaking, some pale, some whispering in fear. No one wanted to speak first. Finally, a large reptile-like alien slammed his fist on the table. His name was General Karath, leader of a powerful warrior race. "This is unacceptable," he growled. "We let a myth walk into our hall and threaten us. Earth is a weak world. We should strike now before they grow stronger." Several warlike species nodded in agreement. But a thin, silver-skinned elder rose from her seat. Her voice was calm but firm. "You fool," she said. "That was not a myth. The Ancient One does not appear for small matters. If it warns us, we must listen." General Karath snarled. "The Ancient One protects only the oldest races, not children like humans." Elder Vayala shook her head. "You are blind. Did you not see the holograms? The ruins under the oceans? The symbols under the ice? Something ancient sleeps on that planet." Whispers spread through the council. What did the Ancient One mean? Why Earth? Why humans? Are they truly connected to something larger? A nervous bird-like alien stood up. "What if humans do not know about this power? What if even they are unaware? That makes them even more dangerous," another council member replied. "A species with hidden power they cannot control? That is a threat." Speaker Lauren raised his hand. "We must think clearly. The Ancient One said Earth must not be provoked. But it did not tell us why." A deep voice answered, "Perhaps we do not deserve to know." All heads turned. The speaker was a dark, shadow-like being, one of the oldest races in the council. When it spoke, frost formed on the table. "In our oldest archives," the being continued, "there are records of a war so ancient, so terrible that entire galaxies were erased. At the center of that war was a world that looked very much like Earth." Shock moved through the council. General Karath waved his hand dismissively. "Stories. Children's tales. Humans are flesh and bone, nothing more." "But they are different," Elder Vayala whispered. "They adapt faster than any species. They survive what others cannot. They learn from every disaster." A small aquatic alien spoke next. "We observed Earth for a long time. Humans are emotional, yes, but they are also very dangerous when pushed." General Karath laughed loudly. "They fight each other. They have wars with their own people. They are chaotic." Elder Vayala looked at him sharply. "Yes. And imagine what happens when such a species unites against an outside enemy." No one had an answer. Speaker Lauren cleared his throat. "We must decide our next move. There are two paths before us." He raised one finger. "One, we obey the warning. We leave Earth alone. We monitor but do not interfere." He raised the second finger. "Two, we ignore the warning. We prepare for war." The hall erupted again, fear and pride mixing into a loud storm of voices. "Obeying makes us weak. Defying the Ancient One is suicide. Humans must be controlled. Earth is too mysterious. Do you want to risk the destruction of our worlds?" Voices clashed until Speaker Lauren slammed his staff on the table, sending out a shockwave of light. "Enough. We must vote." Everyone froze. A vote meant the decision would be final. Before the vote started, a young council member, one of the newest, slowly raised his hand. His voice was quiet but clear. "Why are we so afraid?" he asked. "Because the Ancient One warned us? Or because deep inside, we know it might be right?" No one answered. Speaker Lauren began the vote. One by one, council members pressed their hands on glowing panels. Those in favor of obeying the warning. Panels glowed blue. Those in favor of challenging Earth. Panels glowed red. The hall darkened. The floor lights dimmed. The results appeared as a massive hologram above everyone's heads. The count began. Bull, red, bull, red, red, more red. Gasps filled the room. Speaker Lauren's face fell as the final number appeared. The war faction had won the vote. General Karath smiled with sharp teeth. "Then it is decided," he said proudly. "We prepare a fleet. Earth will not know what hit them." But Elder Vayala whispered the words that froze many hearts. "You fool. The Ancient One said this was the last warning. If we provoke Earth now, what will awaken?" The glowing symbol on the floor pulsed once more, brighter than before, as if answering her question. A cold fear spread through the council. The war had been chosen. But no one knew. if they had just chosen their own destruction. The decision for war spread across the Galactic Council like wildfire. Battleships began preparing, weapon factories increased production, and soldiers trained for a conflict they did not fully understand. But the Council was not foolish. They would not attack blindly. Before any fleet could move toward Earth, they needed information. And so, a stealth ship was chosen for a dangerous mission, to spy on Earth without being detected. The ship was called Silent Echo, known for its cloaking technology and silent engines. Only a small team traveled on board, experts from different races, each skilled in observation, scanning, or infiltration. Their leader was Commander Tyrix, a calm and intelligent alien with silver skin and bright golden eyes. He believed in logic, not fear. "We are not here to fight," he reminded his team as they entered hyperspace. "We are here to watch, to learn, to understand why the Ancient One protects this world." The crew nodded, though some looked nervous. The Ancient One's warning still haunted every mind. The journey to Earth took only a few hours. When the ship exited hyperspace, the blue planet appeared before them, beautiful, peaceful, and small. Commander Tyrix stared at it quietly. "It does not look dangerous," one of the crew members whispered. "Danger often hides behind simple faces," Tyrix replied. He activated the cloak. The Silent Echo faded into invisibility and began circling Earth. Strange readings. At first, everything looked normal. Humans walked on streets, worked in buildings, traveled in cars and aircraft. Children played, people argued, shops opened and closed. Life continued in its messy, noisy human way. "They look harmless," said the insect-like observer, clicking his claws. "No advanced weapons, no cosmic power, no ancient technology." "Focus," Tyrix replied. "Scan deeper." The scanners hummed softly. Suddenly, sharp beeps filled the room. One of the analysts frowned. "Commander, something is wrong. I detect strange energy signatures." "From where?" Tyrix asked. The analyst pressed a few keys. The map zoomed in, toward the ocean. "They come from deep underwater, deeper than any human technology can reach." Tyrix narrowed his eyes. "Show me." A hologram appeared, dark underwater tunnels and giant stone structures hidden in silence. The structures had carvings, circles, lines, symbols, identical to the glowing mark the Ancient One left in the council hall. A cold shock passed through the crew. "That symbol again," someone whispered. "Commander," the analyst continued, "there is more. I detect another set of signals from a mountain range in Asia." The ship quickly changed course. Mountains rose beneath them, covered in snow and clouds. But under the ice, hidden from human eyes, their scanners detected a massive dormant machine. It pulsed slowly like a sleeping heart. Commander Tyrix felt a chill. "This is not human-built, is it?" "No," the analyst whispered. "This is far older than human civilization." The room grew quiet. One crew member finally spoke. "Commander, does this mean humans are connected to an ancient power?" Tyrix thought for a moment. "I do not know. But our mission is not finished yet." The human detection. The Silent Echo continued observing. They watched humans invent, argue, laugh, love, and fight. It was confusing. Humans were both gentle and violent, wise and foolish. "They are unpredictable," Tyrix said. "But they are not weak." Suddenly the ship shook. Alarms screamed. The cloaking shield flickered. "What happened?" Tyrix shouted. A technician stared at the screen with panic. "Commander, Earth just detected us." Everyone froze. "That is impossible," another crew member cried. "Our stealth system is the best in the galaxy." Yet the screen showed the truth. A human satellite had turned and locked onto their position. Then a message appeared on their main monitor. "We know you are there." A silence heavier than space itself filled the ship. "No, no," the technician whispered. "Humans should not have this level of detection." Another message followed, this time calmer, almost polite. "We do not wish to harm you. But we are aware." The crew looked at Tyrix with wide, terrified eyes. "What do we do?" one asked. Tyrix had no answer. He had studied many species, many worlds. But never had a young species detected a fully cloaked ship. Another message flickered on the screen. "Do you want to talk?" The ship trembled again as a strange energy wave washed over it, gentle yet powerful. It did not damage, but it made the crew's hearts beat faster. "This energy," the analyst whispered. "It is the same signature we detected in the ocean ruins, and the mountain machine." Everyone felt the truth sinking slowly into their bones. Whatever the Ancient One warned about, it was real. Humanity was not alone. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was connected to something ancient, something powerful, something waiting. Commander Tyrix finally spoke. Retreat. No. We must report everything to the Council. The ship turned away, engines activating at full speed. Earth grew smaller behind them, but the final message remained on the screen. Do not provoke us. For the first time since the mission began, Commander Tyrix felt true fear. The silent echo rushed back toward the Galactic Council station, leaving Earth behind them. But inside the stealth ship, no one spoke. The crew sat frozen, replaying the moment Earth detected them, something that should have been impossible. Commander Tyrix stood in the center of the control room, staring at the last message the humans sent. Do not provoke us. He read it again and again. The words were simple, but the energy behind them was not. The silent echo finally reached the Council stronghold and delivered its report. By the next morning, the Council hall was full again, filled with fear, confusion, and anger. Speaker Lauren looked at Tyrix. Commander, explain. Tyrix took a deep breath. Earth detected our cloaked ship. A wave of disbelief moved across the hall. That is impossible. Humans do not have such technology. It must be a lie. Tyrix shook his head. We have the data. They even contacted us with messages. Calm and confident. Elder Vayala leaned forward. Did they threaten you? Not directly, Tyrix replied. But their message was very clear. They know we are watching. And they warned us not to provoke them. A long silence followed. Speaker Lauren rubbed his temples. So the Ancient One was right. Earth is not normal. Tyrix nodded slowly. There is more. The hall fell even quieter. We found structures hidden deep under Earth's oceans. Ancient structures with the same symbols the Ancient One left behind. Gasps echoed through the council. Tyrix continued, we also found a massive sleeping machine under a mountain. Not human-built. Older than any known civilization. Now the fear was visible on every face. General Karath slammed his fist on the table. So humans live on a planet full of ancient weapons? Tyrix looked directly at him. They are not weapons. They feel alive. They react to certain energy patterns. Elder Vayala whispered, they react to humans. The council room shook slightly, as if the reality itself was responding to her words. Meanwhile, on Earth, far below, on the blue world the council feared, a very different meeting was happening. Inside a secret human facility buried under the Pacific Ocean, alarms had started flashing. Scientists, soldiers, and intelligence officers rushed through the metallic corridors. Dr. Elena Ward, one of the lead scientists, watched a giant screen where a glowing red symbol pulsed, the same symbol that now troubled the Galactic Council. Did the alien ship leave? She asked. A technician nodded. Yes, but they know we saw them. Elena sighed. We always knew this day would come. She walked deeper into the chamber. It was a massive sphere of glass and metal, filled with water-like energy that floated in the air. At the center stood a tall stone pillar covered in the same ancient symbols. A soft voice came from behind her. You felt it too, didn't you? Elena turned. It was Commander Hale, head of Earth's Hidden Defense Program. Yes, she replied quietly. Another alien council is moving against us. Hale crossed his arms. Do you think the Ancient One will protect us again? Elena shook her head. The Ancient One warned them already. This time, we must protect ourselves. The pillar in the room glowed brighter, almost responding to her words. Commander Hale watched it with careful eyes. It's waking up, isn't it? Elena nodded. The deeper human consciousness grows, the more these old machines react. Humanity was not meant to remain small forever. The awakening. Back in the council hall, panic was rising. General Karath shouted, we cannot wait. We must strike Earth before those machines activate. Elder Vayala raised her hand. And what if those machines activate because we attack? Karath ignored her. Fear will control this council if we let it. I say we launch immediately. The council began arguing again. But no one noticed that something was happening outside the hall. A soft tremor. A strong vibration. A wave of energy spreading through the station. Lights flickered. Speaker Lauren stood quickly. What is that? A guard rushed into the hall. Speaker. Something is happening in space. The council members hurried to the viewing platform. What they saw froze them. Near Earth, giant beams of light were rising from the planet's core. The beams crossed the sky like old guardians waking from long sleep. Clouds split. The atmosphere shimmered. Elder Vayala whispered, it begins. The council's communication screens activated on their own. A human face appeared on the main display, Commander Hale, calm and unafraid. "Galactic Council," he said. "We know you plan war. We also know you sent a spy." He leaned slightly forward. "This is our message. Humanity does not want conflict. But if you attack our world, our ancient defenses will awaken fully. And once they wake, no one can stop them." Speaker Lauren swallowed hard. "Are you threatening us?" "No," Hale replied. "We are warning you. Like the Ancient One did." Behind him, the glowing beams grew brighter. The ocean boiled. Storms formed and then stopped instantly, controlled by unseen forces. It was not chaos, it was power. Old power. Deep power. Human power. Hale spoke one last time. "Do not test Earth. You will not survive it." The screen shut off. The council hall turned silent again. Not one member dared to breathe. Because at last, they understood. Humanity did not need protection from the galaxy. The galaxy needed protection from humanity. The message from Commander Hale echoed through every hall, every chamber, and every mind inside the Galactic Council station. Many council members felt a deep fear. Others felt anger burning inside them. But one thing was clear. Humanity was no longer a mystery. They were a threat. A great one. General Karath stood tall in the center of the room, his voice loud and sharp. "Now you all see," he shouted. "Humans have awakened ancient defenses. If we do not act, they will dominate the galaxy." Some council members nodded. Their fear controlled them now. But Elder Vayala raised her trembling hand. "Did you not hear what the humans said? They do not want conflict. They warned us again. If we attack, we may start a war we cannot win." General Karath laughed, a cold, dangerous laugh. "That was not a warning," he replied. "It was a challenge." The hall grew louder as fear and pride collided. Many species had fought wars for thousands of years. They refused to be frightened by a young world like Earth. Speaker Lauren slammed his staff down to restore order. "Enough. We have a decision to make." His voice echoed heavily. "Prepare for battle, or attempt peace." General Karatha's race, the Dravik, rose as one. "My people choose war." 4 other warlike species joined them. The peaceful races hesitated, but slowly their blue lights were drowned by red. Speaker Lauren watched the final count appear. War, 61%. Peace, 39%. The decision was made. The Galactic Council would prepare for war against Earth. Speaker Lauren closed his eyes and whispered, "May the stars forgive us." The fleet awakens. Alarms rang across the station, not in fear but in preparation. The largest space docks in the galaxy opened like metal flowers blooming in darkness. Massive warships powered up. Engines glowed bright purple. Weapons charged with cosmic energy. Armor plates locked into place. The fleet assembling was huge, far larger than anything Earth had ever seen. Enough ships to destroy a star system. General Karath walked through the hangar with pride. "This," he said, "is how we will crush Earth." But one of his commanders, a younger Dravik, looked uneasy. "General, if the Ancient One protects them, will these ships be enough?" Karath growled. "The Ancient One protects only the old races. Humans are nothing but parasites living on an ancient world. Once Earth is destroyed, the power sleeping there will be ours." His words spread fear and ambition among his troops. But deep inside, even Karath felt the golden being's warning burning in his mind. Doubt in the council. While war machines powered up, not everyone agreed. Elder Vayala walked through the council garden, her steps slow, her mind heavy. Speaker Lauren joined her quietly. "I fear we are doing something foolish," he said. "We are," Vayala replied. "But fear pushes weak minds into strong mistakes." Lauren sighed. "Do you think Earth can defeat the fleet?" Vayala closed her eyes. "I think the Ancient One is not a protector. It is a guardian of balance. And humans might be at the center of that balance." "And if we break that balance?" Lauren asked quietly. "Then we break the galaxy." Humanity watches. Back on Earth, inside the deep ocean facility, Commander Hale and Dr. Elena Ward watched the giant energy beams rising into the sky. "They're preparing for war," Hale said. "The entire council. They will come with everything they have." Elena nodded sadly. "I know. But we are ready," Hale continued. "The machines are waking. The world is changing." Elena placed her hand on the glowing stone pillar. "It's not just machines," she whispered. "It's the truth. Humanity was never meant to remain a small species. We are the last children of an ancient race. And that race was powerful enough to shake the stars. Hale looked at the beams. They will fear us. They already do. That is why they attack, Elena said. Fear makes people foolish. The pillar pulsed gently as if listening. The storm before the war. The galactic fleet moved into formation. Dozens of destroyers, heavy cruisers, carriers and planet-breaker cannons aligned in perfect order. General Karath stood proudly on his flagship, the Iron Maw. Set course for the Terran system, he ordered. The navigation officer hesitated. General, we are receiving a strange reading from Earth's location. What kind of reading? The officer swallowed. A barrier. A massive energy field. One we cannot scan through. Karath smiled. Good. Then they are afraid. Move forward. But as the fleet prepared to jump into hyperspace, a strange vibration filled the air. Speaker Lauren contacted Karath urgently. General, stop your fleet. The energy signatures around Earth. I will not stop. Karath barked. This is our moment. We strike now. Before Lauren could argue, Karath cut the transmission. The fleet engines flared. Stars stretched into lines. In a flash of white, the largest armada in the galaxy launched toward Earth. But something waited for them. As the fleet entered the space near the solar system, the stars around them dimmed. Space grew cold. A golden light appeared ahead of them, soft, ancient, and unthinkably powerful. Every soldier on every ship felt their hearts freeze. General Karath stepped forward, eyes wide. No, it cannot be. The light grew brighter, brighter, until the shape inside it became clear. The Ancient One had returned. The council hall was silent as the Ancient One's last words echoed in the air. The chamber, usually full of noise and arguments, now felt colder and darker. Every council member could still feel the strange pressure in their minds, the echo of the Ancient One's voice. Even after it disappeared, the fear stayed. Commander Varos stood frozen. His fingers trembled slightly, but he hid them behind his cloak. He did not want the others to see his fear. A leader was not supposed to fear anything. But tonight he feared one thing more than war. He feared Earth. The hologram of Earth kept spinning in the center of the room. It looked quiet, peaceful, harmless. But after hearing the warning, it no longer felt like a small blue world. It looked like a sleeping beast. A world that everyone had misunderstood. Counselor Tira finally broke the silence. Did you all feel it? She whispered. Her voice was soft, like she was afraid the Ancient One was still listening. Yes, Varos replied slowly. I felt it. And I did not like it. No one laughed. No one argued. They all knew he was right. Another counselor stepped forward, an old one with silver skin and glowing eyes. The Ancient One does not speak without reason, he said. Its kind only appears when a future path is dangerous. It warned us before, thousands of cycles ago. And now it has returned. Varos took a deep breath. Which means Earth is even more dangerous now, he said. Tira shook her head. Or it means we are about to do something foolish again. The room fell silent once more. In the deep core of the galaxy. Far away from the council hall, deep in a hidden station, Supreme Chancellor Drax received the same message. His private chamber was filled with shadows and faint red light. A screen flickered before him, showing the last moments of the Ancient One's appearance. He watched the glowing figure, its eyes vast like distant suns. Leave Earth alone, or face ruin. Drax replayed the line again and again. Every time he heard it, something strange happened. His chest tightened. His heartbeat felt heavier. His mind felt clouded. He slammed his fist onto the table. Why? Why protect Earth? What makes them so special? No answer came. But in his anger, he whispered one sentence that would decide the future. No one tells me what world I can or cannot touch. His eyes turned cold. Prepare the fleet. Earth will learn who truly rules this galaxy. Back in the council hall. Varos felt an uneasy shiver crawl across his spine. The Ancient One's warning felt like a shadow resting on his shoulder, whispering danger. He looked at Tira. Do you think Earth knows about this? He asked. Tira nodded. Humans always sense things. They may not understand everything in the universe, but they react fast. And they adapt faster than any species. Varos sighed. And that is exactly why the Ancient One warns us. A younger counselor stepped forward. Maybe we should contact Earth and tell them what happened. Everyone stared at him. Tell Earth. Varos raised an eyebrow. Tell them that one of the oldest beings in the universe just warned us not to provoke them? The young counselor nodded. Varos shook his head. They will think we fear them. Tira stepped closer to the hologram. She touched its glowing surface gently. Maybe fear is smart, she whispered. Maybe this time, listening is smarter than fighting. Her voice trembled slightly. For the first time in her life she felt small. Not because of Earth, but because of the Ancient One. The Ancient One watches. Somewhere beyond the visible stars, in a place where time moved slowly, the Ancient One drifted through cosmic clouds. Its form glowed softly, shifting between energy and matter. It had seen countless civilizations rise and fall. It had watched stars die and galaxies collide. But Earth was different. Humans were unpredictable. They were fragile but unbreakable. Emotional but powerful. Small but daring. They fought even when they had no advantage. And when pushed, they became something unstoppable. The Ancient One closed its eyes. I warned them, it whispered into the void. I hope they are wise enough to listen. Its gaze then drifted toward a location far away, the center of the Council's fleet operations. A storm of energy moved through the darkness. Ships were preparing. Weapons were charging. Commands were being sent. The Ancient One's expression darkened. They did not listen last time either. Its voice vibrated like thunder. And soon, they will learn the same lesson again. A dark decision. In the Council Hall, emergency lights flickered. Varro's communicator chimed. Commander, a voice shouted through the device. The Supreme Chancellor, he has already moved the First Fleet. They are heading toward Earth's sector. What? Varro stood up in shock. He did not wait for our vote. No, sir. He believes Earth is a threat. He wants to strike first. Tira's eyes widened. But that is exactly what the Ancient One warned us not to do. Varros looked at the hologram of Earth again. But this time it no longer looked peaceful. It looked like a storm waiting to happen. He whispered to himself. This will not end well. The galaxy shifted in tension as the Supreme Chancellor's fleet jumped into slipspace. Dozens of dark warships stretched across the void like a floating shadow. Their engines glowed red, moving with one purpose. Reach Earth. Strike first. And the fear. But the Ancient One's warning echoed across the universe like a slow heartbeat. Inside the Council Hall, Commander Varros felt panic rising inside him. It was rare for him, a man known for his calm strength, but today everything felt wrong. He paced back and forth. How could he go against the warning? He muttered. How can he attack Earth after what we heard? Tira stared at the hologram, her eyes full of dread. Because he thinks he can win, she whispered. He thinks Earth is weak. But he does not understand humans. He does not understand what the Ancient One meant. The young counselor stepped forward, trembling. We must stop him. If Earth defends itself, the whole galaxy could burn. Varros nodded sharply. Prepare my ship, he commanded. We go after the Chancellor. We need to stop the fleet before they reach the Sol system. Tira raised a hand. Varros, even if we reach him, will he listen? Varros took a long breath. I don't know, he said. But if we do nothing, the destruction will be on us. On the Chancellor's flagship. The Supreme Chancellor stood before a giant window, watching the stars streak by. The Ancient One's warning still echoed in his memory, but he pushed it away. Fear tactics, he muttered. Old beings like that only want to control us. His second-in-command, General Kranich, approached. Sir, all ships report ready. Weapons online. Shall we continue? Drax nodded. Humans think they are special, but they bleed like everyone else. But his voice wavered slightly. His eyes drifted to the command screen. Blow. Come. Innocent. But something in its silence unsettled him. No matter, he whispered. We strike first. The Ancient One observes. Far beyond the fleet, the Ancient One watched silently. Its glowing eyes reflected a deep sadness. They choose the same path, again. Energy crackled around its towering form. I did not want to interfere. The void trembled. But if they continue, Earth will answer. And the galaxy will suffer what it cannot survive. The Ancient One unfolded its cosmic wings, light stretching across stars. It is time. Earth responds. Back in the Sol system, Earth satellites caught something unusual. A distortion. A wave. A signature of approaching starships. On Earth, deep inside a hidden bunker, Commander Elena Reyes of Earth Defense Command stared at the incoming data. Her eyes narrowed. Unknown fleet approaching Sol. Large. Aggressive formation. She tapped her console fast. Open a channel to Luna Defense. Ready the orbital shields. Activate the Sentinel program. The room filled with alarms. A soldier looked up at Reyes nervously. Ma'am, Do we fire first? Reyes shook her head firmly. No. Humans fire only when attacked. But if they strike. Her voice turned cold. We finish the fight. Her words carried the weight of generations. Humanity had survived monsters, invasions, extinction-level threats. They were done being prey. Interception. Varos's ship shot out of hyperspace behind the Chancellor's fleet. His crew worked frantically. Commander, we're broadcasting a message to all ships. Good, Varos replied. Force them to stop. Tira stood beside him, fear and determination mixing in her eyes. Varos sent the message. Chancellor Drax, this attack is madness. The Ancient One's warning is clear. Turn back. The transmission reached the flagship. Drax grit his teeth. Varos dares to question me now? General Kranich added, he shows weakness. We cannot stop. But suddenly, a light appeared in front of the fleet. A bright, expanding sphere of energy. Something stepped out of it. Something ancient. Something enormous. The Ancient One arrives. The stars dimmed. The darkness bent. The fleet engines powered down automatically, unable to handle the pressure of the being's presence. The Ancient One floated before them, filling half the view screen with its radiant form. Its voice was calm but thunderous. I warned you once. Drax felt his knees weaken. Leave Earth alone. The fleet trembled, metal groaning. Earth is not your enemy. Drax tried to speak but his voice shook. We only seek control. For order. For the galaxy. The Ancient One's eyes glowed brighter. Order does not come through fear. It raised an enormous hand. And behind the fleet, Earth's defenses activated. Giant rings of energy powered up. Orbital cannons shifted aim. The Sentinel satellites locked on. The Ancient One continued. And humans are not as weak as you think. Everyone knew what would happen if a shot was fired. The galaxy would break. The final choice. Varos stepped forward onto the holoscreen. Chancellor, he said quietly, please? And this. Call back the fleet. Don't force Earth to become what you fear. Drax looked at the Ancient One. Then at Earth. Then at his trembling hands. A long, heavy silence filled the void. Finally, he closed his eyes. And gave the order. All ships. Stand down. Peace for now. The fleet slowly turned away. Engines cooled. Weapons powered down. The Ancient One relaxed, its glowing form dimming. You have chosen wisely, it said softly. Then it looked toward Earth one last time. Humanity's potential is great. But dangerous. Do not awaken what sleeps inside them. Its form shimmered. And vanished into the stars. Varos exhaled in relief. Tira whispered, it's over. But Varos shook his head slowly. No, it has only begun. Now we must understand why Earth is so important. He looked at the distant blue world. And why the Ancient One protects them.